chairman of the committee. Later, the CIA director said, hey, nobody in this investigation asked me, a former congressman. I was chairman of the committee. Yeah, they told me. So we could have resolved this question by simply asking the people who were there.
So you're saying that the people who needed to know knew, and there were no blind spots about the CIA. The last question is this, then. You're in the report, and you are used as part of the CIA machine that was spinning what this program was about to the media to make it something that it wasn't. Is that a fair charge? Were you a spinmeister for the CIA selling us on a program we didn't really understand?
Let me put you on hot seat, Chris. How long has New Day been on the air?
About a year and change.
You guys doing okay?
We're doing better than that, Mud. We're doing better than that.
Why are you spinning me? Why are you spinning me?
That's the truth.
I believed in the program. I believed we were crushing al-Qaeda. We were crushing them with human source operations, with signals intercepts, with working with foreign security services. The paramilitary military operation in Afghanistan against the Taliban was stunningly successful. And I told the media, I didn't cherry pick them, ABC, CBS, NBC, New York Times, Washington Post, LA Times, told them all, we are crushing it. Nobody in the report ever asked me. I stand by what that report says. Hell yeah, I saw what we did. I believed it. And by the way, here's a dirty secret. I was right. We did crush them.
Philip Mudd, thank you very much for coming forward with the candid responses to these questions. Feel comfortable with the brutal interrogation methods used by the CIA against detainees after 9/11. That is the fact of a poll coming out from the Pew Research Center. The numbers are right in front of your face right now. 51% of Americans find the methods to be justified. Only 29% don't agree with them. Let's bring in Phil Mudd. You've been hearing from a lot of people who say, I knew somebody who was in the program, I worked there, but I wasn't with the program, I kind of knew things. This is different. He is a CNN counterterrorism analyst, but he is a former deputy director of the Counterterrorism Center at the CIA. You know what was going on there, good, bad, ugly, and you know who knew. So the first question for you is a softball. What do you think of these poll numbers saying that the American people agree with what the CIA did, and even basically an even split, let's put up, provided intelligence that prevented attacks? Yes, 42, no, 43. The decision to release the committee report, split. Right decision, 42, wrong decision, 43. What do these numbers mean to you, Mr. Mudd?
Well, I think the most interesting thing to me is not what these numbers say. We're in 2014 when military diplomatic intelligence efforts have decimated the adversary that murdered 3,000 people 13 years ago. Can you imagine this poll if we had done it on September 12th? That was the environment in which CIA established a program that was authorized by the Department of Justice and the Congress. So these numbers 13 years later, in an environment where we're worried about things like Christmas shopping and the decline in the stock market, to me tell me more about what we would have said 13 years ago than even about what we say today.
Is it fair to say that that emotional response to that situation put the CIA in a position where it was not completely prepared to do what it was being asked to do, and that led to mistakes?
Sure, I think the CIA response to this indicates that, and I would agree with that. The intelligence system, as anybody as a traditional intelligence officer will tell you, includes three basic components. You collect intelligence, that's spies in the field. You disseminate it, that's you send it to places like the Department of State, the White House, and the Pentagon. And then people like me take all this stuff out there, intercepted communications, information from spies, and put it together into a narrative, into a story. Take a hard left in 2002 when we captured our first detainee, that's Abu Zubaydah. Now, in addition to those responsibilities, you create secret prisons overseas and you start interrogating people. It was an area that we weren't familiar with back then.
The idea of Dick Cheney coming out and saying, I would do it all again, it was all fine, that is part of the political fight that's going on now because of how this initial report came out. But let me ask you, at no time, regardless of whether or not the DOJ said it was okay or not, people in and around the program didn't feel like this is too much what we're doing. This is torture what we're doing, no matter what we're being told. None of that common sense hit anybody?
Excuse me, common sense? You have the majority of the American people still saying this is okay. We went to the people who determine what U.S. statutes say. They were clear. I personally spoke to members on both sides of the aisle in the Congress. They told me either okay or is this it? In other words, aren't you doing more? The mood of the population is reflected by the American Security Service. The mood of the population is, this is okay, this is more than okay, and by the way, if we ever see another jumper from the 100th floor in a building in New York, it's on you. You want to know what that's like, Chris? We were dealt a hand of deuces, and we ran the table in the casino. I thought it was great work.
I saw the jumpers that day. I understand the emotionalism of the situation. There's no question about that. But that's also not perhaps the best mind to be making decisions, right? We don't want to act at our most emotional.
It's the only mind we had, dude.
The DOJ may have said it was okay, but you didn't feel that anything that was going on was over the line, that was actually